Welcome back, folks. BeSure94. We're here with another WCW Monday Nitro. We are here for the go home show to Fall Brawl. Want to say thank you to everybody who's been crushing the views and the like goals for the wrestling as well as the MLB The Show content. Thank you so much. As we keep this channel growing, it's up to you guys to tell me if you still enjoy the videos, so please do. Greatly appreciate everything you guys have done so far and all the comments and everything else. So let's get into Monday Nitro here. We're in front of about 6,000 people in Las Vegas. And we're opening the show with a recap of last week's main event, which saw Rob Van Dam defeat Booker T in a steel cage match to earn his spot in the WCW Championship match, which went from a singles match to a triple threat, as Abyss will now defend against not just Booker T, but Rob Van Dam as well. 73 on that video segment there, and the storyline has advanced and gained heat. We open the show with James Mitchell coming down to the ring with the WCW champion, the Monster Abyss. And James Mitchell says that Rob Van Dam, he's glad that he got to this main event for Fall Brawl, but Abyss doesn't care how many guys he has to go through. He had no problem with going through Booker T. He has no problem going through Rob Van Dam as well. He knows that Rob Van Dam is going to be a wounded duck by the time we get to Sunday. 70 rating on that part. Rob Van Dam interrupts. And obviously Rob Van Dam has bandaged up ribs from the steel cage match after hitting that 5-star frog splash off the top of the cage. And RVD says that he has done everything he can. He has scratched and clawed to get into this main event, and that he is not going to let it slip through the cracks. As he's kind of like directing at Mitchell, Abyss blindsides him and starts the beatdown on Rob Van Dam, which leads to Abyss hitting a black hole slam in the ring. And then Mitchell decides to direct Abyss to the outside of the ring as he clears off the announce table, and Abyss hits a wicked chokeslam through the table to an already injured Rob Van Dam from the cage match. Who knows if RVD is even going to be able to make it to this triple threat match for Fall Brawl now after this vicious attack from the Monster Abyss. The storylines have all advanced and gained heat. Mitchell improvised well. 73 segment on the opening of this show. A little bit of a hot start here. Really wanted to kind of throw RVD and Abyss right into each other with this triple threat building up. Booker T is not on this show. I wanted to give him kind of that, that week of just kind of going from there from the cage match, and this is going to help get this triple threat match a lot of heat and hopefully be a great rating for Fall Brawl. And in a decent match, Frankie Kazarian defeats Billy Kidman in our opening contest in 7:45 with a wave of the future. Frankie Kazarian at 58, Kidman at 53. The announcer quietly lifted the match with a 55 rating. Kazarian gets a nice TV win. Kidman just kind of takes some L's for some people here, as Kidman is on his swan song with this company because he's not doing anything and he can't get over. So we're going to be eventually letting Kidman go when his contract runs out. So Kazarian picks up a nice TV win here. Good stuff. We get a pre-taping promo from Jeff Jarrett and BG James, who we haven't seen since the Texas Death Match with Dustin Rhodes, and they say they are returning at Fall Brawl to enter the Tag Team Turmoil for the Tag Team Championships, but they did not want to be in front of the fans there in Las Vegas, as they hate fans in Las Vegas, really trying to get that cheap heat, but ultimately, Jeff Jarrett and BG James have entered the Tag Team Turmoil, and they will return this Sunday at Fall Brawl. 60 on that segment. We get the Steiner Brothers entrance as they come down to commentary, as we are about to have our 8-man tag team match next. Great rating for just an entrance. Storyline has advanced and gained heat, so that's cool. We're going to get into our 8-man tag team match, as the Steiner Brothers are going to scout their opponents. And in a decent matchup, Chavo, Guerrero, and Brian Clark, as well as Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow, that team defeats America's Most Wanted and the Dudley Boys in 10:59 when Shane Douglas pins James Storm after a franchiser. Devon at 59, Bubba at 69, James Storm at 42, Chris Harris at 45, Bam Bam at 51, Shane at 62, Clark at 42, Chavo at 47. Storylines have all advanced. Brian Clark was off his game, which is fine. Announcing quietly lifted the match, and James Storm benefited from having a hot new move. I'm cool with all of this. This was simply just to get 4 tag teams on the show that are going to be in this tag team turmoil, as well as it allows me to put not only Shane and Bam Bam in a situation where they get a win here, but it doesn't hurt the Dudleyz, doesn't hurt Chavo and Clark, and doesn't hurt America's Most Wanted. So I think it did all good things here. And a solid rating. I wish it was a little bit higher than 55, but can't complain too much. We get a backstage promo from Chris Kanyon, talking about how, the fans have finally accepted him and he's ready to take his skill set to the next level here in World Championship Wrestling, and that he is now launching himself into the world title picture, as that is his goal for the rest of the year and going into 2020 and 2003 is to become the WCW champion. But he gets attacked from behind by Jamie Noble, who leads Chris Kanyon down as security steps in to try to stop the onslaught. As Jamie Noble is obviously butthurt from Chris Kanyon getting the win on him a couple weeks back. And Jamie Noble warned him last week that there was going to be hell to pay, and it looks like this is what it is. So Noble attacks Kanyon from behind backstage, and we get a 67 rating on that segment. Okay, this is an awkward match, and about that decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. The Hurricane defeats Devon Storm in 7:13 by pinfall with a Shining Black. Hurricane at 51, Storm at 37. They don't click, and Storm is getting stale. So let's rate that. Not that it matters because he's a jobber anyway, but okay, cool. 45 rating, very disappointing, but Hurricane needed to get a win here going into the pay-per-view. And the Hurricane post-match, quick little promo right after, like WCW used to do, and says this Sunday he is going to win that television championship from Marchandrak for all of his favorite superhero fans out there that have believed in him since he has become the Hurricane. 61 rating on that promo, and the Hurricane improvised well, and the TV title storyline has advanced. We get Kevin Nash walking backstage as the interviewers try to talk to him. Obviously pisses him off more. Remember, he did lose last week to Rey Mysterio on a roll-up victory. As he grabs a bunch of some extra people and just starts kind of throwing them around backstage and assaulting them. Kevin Nash is clearly a loose cannon at this point. Very similar to his Diesel character, but except for the fact that he's just bitter and miserable now. 74 rating on that, and the storyline has advanced. And in a good matchup, Rhino defeats Lance Storm in 9:54 by pinfall with a gore. Rhino at 65, Storm at 78. The US title story has advanced, and the match got the crowd hotter with a 69 rating. Want Rhino to look as strong as possible going into his US Championship match against Mike Awesome at Fall Brawl. Lance Storm always puts in a great performance, and I knew he would do good here. Sucks that he has to get the L here, but he did a great job in this match. Post-match, the announcers are just kind of hyping up Rhino, saying that he looks ready and looks vicious for his US Championship match on Sunday. And we're not sure what Mike Awesome's status is after Rhino attacked him last week, on how 100% he's going to be, if he's even close to 100% for this US Championship match. 68 rating on that. Storyline has advanced. Backstage, we have Paul Heyman walking into the trainer's office as he checks on Rob Van Dam. The trainers are telling Rob Van Dam that he has at least 2 or 3 cracked ribs. Heyman's giving him the opportunity that if he wants, he can step out of the match and then face Abyss one-on-one at Halloween Havoc due to the injuries. And RVD says no. He says, I've gone through hell and back to be in this triple threat match. I don't care what Abyss did to me tonight. I don't care what happened to me last week. I don't care if I have cracked ribs. I will be in this triple threat match at Fall Brawl. Heyman obviously appreciates that and knows what type of man Rob Van Dam is from the ECW days. And he grants Rob Van Dam his wish as he will still be in the triple threat match. But he says he's not responsible for any more injuries that could come his way. Rob Van Dam accepts that, and we move on. 66 rating there. Championship story has advanced, and Paul Heyman did a masterful job. So the whole point of this is really just kind of trying to make RVD that, babyface as much as possible. Really showing that he will do anything he can to not really be looked at as weak or anything like that. So good segment here, a little something different here, but wanted to put that into the show here. 66 rating on that. And in a good match, Ken Shamrock defeats Kaz Hayashi in 12:49 by submission with an ankle lock. Kaz Hayashi is 75, Ken Shamrock at 57. Strong has advanced, and the match got the crowd hotter. This was officially the end of the storyline between Hayashi and Shamrock, as Shamrock has picked up another victory. He's still pretty much undefeated. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated still in here in World Championship Wrestling, as he has dominated former TV champion Kaz Hayashi. 69 rating here as Shamrock has got his game plan all situated through Starrcade, so I'm looking very forward to what that's going to be. I think you guys are very much going to enjoy that. 69 rating on that. Steve Corino again. He's going to be coming to WCW. When he's coming, I'm not going to tell you, but he's coming soon. So look forward to that. Former ECW champion is going to be coming to WCW. We get a backstage pre-tape saying that Zero Cool, Sean O'Haire and Scott Taylor, we haven't seen them for a couple weeks due to an injury to Sean O'Haire, but they are returning on Sunday to enter the tag team turmoil and want the WCW Tag Team Championships that they feel that they have been kind of shoved to the side. So they're going to be entering on Sunday and seeing what they can do. 50 on that little segment there. And in a decent match, we have a 3 tag team match here. So we have Zero Cool in a decent match, defeating the Nightbreed and Triple X in 8:35 as, it looks like it was elimination. They defeated the Nightbreed first and then Triple X. Scott Taylor 54, Sean O'Haire 56, Vampiro at 63, Vampire War 47, Skipper at 62, Daniels at 60. Zero Cool has excellent chemistry, and they announced qualified to the match with a 61. This whole point of the show is to showcase every tag team that's going to be in this tag team turmoil, and that's exactly what I did. You have 3 teams here, you had 4 teams, you had Jarrett and BG, and then you have the Steiners, so looking forward to kind of seeing how we're going to play that going forward. But I think we featured every tag team that we could, and I think that everybody has kind of hit a good spot going into this tag team turmoil, as you truly don't know who's going to win. Chris Kanyon barges into Paul Heyman's office and says, I want Jamie Noble at Fall Brawl after he attacked me tonight. I don't care what I have to do to get to that match. And Paul Heyman says, that's not a problem. You can have him on Sunday, as it'll be Chris Kanyon versus Jamie Noble at Fall Brawl. Storyline has lost heat, but Paul Heyman improvised well with a 50 segment. Looks like we got another new match for Fall Brawl, as Chris Kanyon and Jamie Noble will go at it one more time. And in our main event was supposed to be Jamie Noble versus Rey Mysterio. However, Kevin Nash attacked Rey Mysterio as he entered the ring, which became a 2-on-1 beatdown with Jamie Noble and Kevin Nash on Rey Mysterio until Chris Kanyon makes the save, and we now have a main event that is a tag team match. And that is going to be Rey Mysterio and Chris Kanyon versus Jamie Noble and Kevin Nash. And in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Chris Kanyon defeat Kevin Nash and Jamie Noble in 12:01 when Rey Mysterio pins Jamie Noble after a Hurricane Rana. Rey Mysterio carried the match as Jamie Noble got us a 65, Nash a 72, Kanyon a 68, Mysterio a 90. Storylines have all advanced and gained heat. Nash was really off his game, but Kanyon got better at his gimmick. 81 rating for our main event. Great stuff here. Good little bait and switch to get us to this main event. A lot of tag team matches this show, so apologize for that, but I think it made sense for going into a go-home show for Fall Brawl on Sunday. 81 segment, like I said, for the main event. Let's see what we get for overall show. I think it's going to be like a 73, would be my guess. 76, even better. Our shows are really starting to, stay in that 75 and higher range now. Even with some duds on this show, I think our show overall has been fantastic last couple weeks. We've increased popularity like crazy, especially with having MTV as the TV deal now. So we're really crushing it right now. But I want to say thank you guys for everything. You guys are really making this series very fun to do. Next Sunday, you're going to see Fall Brawl coming your way. Some stuff could be surprising, some might not, who knows. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Fall Brawl brings, and then we will go from there. So we'll see you guys next Sunday for Fall Brawl.